Before we begin this unforgettable journey into the roots of legend and spirit, pause for just a moment. Like this video if you believe in stories older than time. Share this story with someone who needs to remember the magic of their ancestors. Oh, subscribe so you don't miss a single tale from the heart of the land. And comment below, do you believe a tree can speak? This is the story of Ngongoma, Talking Baobab, a tale carried by wind, held by earth, guarded by fire, and remembered in water. They say Ngongoma was not planted, it arrived. Long before people settled in the valley, long before goats grazed on the hills, long before the river sang its name, the baobab stood alone in the middle of an empty clearing. Its roots ran deep, so deep, the villagers believed they reached the bones of the earth. Its bark was thick and twisted, like the muscles of 1,000 ancestors clenched together in one eternal embrace. No one could say exactly how old it was. The griot whispered that Ngongoma had witnessed the great migrations, the rise and fall of forgotten kingdoms, and had even wept when the stars fell from the sky in the time before time. Children would lie under its canopy, peering up through its leaves, swearing they could see shapes and faces in the foliage, an old woman's eyes, a lion's mouth, a river's dance. They said that if you placed your ear to the bark in silence and waited long enough, the tree would tell you a story. Some heard voices, some heard music, some heard their own names. It was more than just a tree. It was a witness, a judge, a healer. And it whispered, Abeni had once been the brightest flower in the village. Her laugh rolled like thunder in the rainy season. Her eyes sparkled like morning dew. But grief had pulled the color from her world. After losing her husband to illness and her 3 children to famine, Abeni stopped speaking. She no longer joined the women at the river. She no longer sang at the moon festivals. She simply existed. One evening, under a blanket of stars, Abeni walked barefoot across the warm red earth to Ngongoma. In her hands, she held a tiny gourd filled with honey and ground kola nuta, gift for the spirit of the tree. She sat beneath its towering limbs, resting her weary back against the bark. Why did they leave me? She whispered, not expecting an answer. And yet, something stirred. The wind stilled, the insects hushed. A single leaf drifted down and landed on her lap. It was shaped like a heart. Then, deep in her bones, she felt it. A vibration, a warmth that flooded her chest. You are not alone, it said. She blinked away tears, unsure if she had heard a voice or felt a thought. But from that night onward, she returned every dawn and dusk, bringing flowers, stories, and prayers. The village noticed. Her eyes regained their light. Her laughter returned softer now, but real. Abeni had found peace in the roots of a tree. If this tale is stirring your spirit, like, share, and subscribe now. And tell us in the comments, have you ever felt nature speaking to you? Kofi was 17, quick-witted, clever with his hands, and deeply skeptical. He believed in what he could see, touch, and trade. The stories of Ngongoma were, to him, village superstition, pretty lies told by people too afraid of silence. It's just a tree, he often scoffed. It doesn't talk, it creaks. One dry season, when the sun scorched the earth and the goats panted in shade, Kofi challenged the legend. He marched to the baobab with a sharpened stone and carved a large crooked K into its side. He didn't get far. The stone shattered in his hand. A sharp vibration rocked through his chest like a drumbeat. And then he heard it, not in his ears, but inside him. Leave a mark in the world, not on me. The voice was slow, heavy, like thunder buried in sand. He stumbled back, eyes wide. For weeks, he said nothing. But when the village gathered for the next full moon, Kofi did something unexpected. He stepped forward to tell a story. It was beautiful, poetic, and ancient, even though it was new. The elders looked at each other and nodded. From that night, Kofi became the griot in training. The boy who had once mocked the sacred was now its guardian. The tree had spoken and it had changed him.